Hello everybody, I hope you're all well and welcome back to Voicenotes with Jordan Theresa. It feels like such a long time since I've said that. Oh, magpie. It feels like such a long time since I've said that. It feels like such a long time since I've really sat down with you guys and just had a one-on-one episode. Gonna keep it completely real. When I've been so busy with work right now, I have so many brand deals going on, feeling super grateful. I'm so busy with main channel work right now that unfortunately the podcast does just go on the back burner because it is not at the bottom of my priority list per se, because I really love making podcast episodes for you guys, but I would say it's I guess it's the work where you have to put quite a lot in, and when it comes to financials it doesn't yield a large return. When it comes to like how it feeds my soul, the largest return. You know, I love making my podcast. But unfortunately, it's not even necessarily a lot of hard work like with main channel videos. It's more, it's quite time consuming. I have to make the episodes, I have to send them over, watch them back after they're edited, choose which parts to clip up, upload them, name them, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't sound like hard work because it's not hard work, but it is a lot of sort of time consuming work. But I've just been so busy on the main channel right now, which is making me so happy. And I've been posting loads of video essays that I really like and I'm really happy with. And if there's like a month where the brand deals wind down a little bit, August tends to be quite a quiet month. If I've only got like one brand deal going on in August, then I'm thinking maybe I'll like batch film loads of episodes. So then like the episodes are filmed, all I need to do is post them, because I do really love doing this. I have a lot of fun. But also another reason why the podcast did go on the back burner was because my studio was very up in the air. Who here remembers my studio? So I have a studio, a work studio. I basically do all my admin work in there. And the plan was to have podcast episodes, as in like record them in there so I could invite guests who aren't necessarily my friends, because I do think that inviting a podcast guest into your home is quite intimate. And I think it can be also a little bit unprofessional. Like I want to be able to invite people to a proper, not even necessarily a proper studio, like a music studio, more like my office, and then we can record podcast episodes in there. So the update with the studio is I am moving studios. So basically, I've finally sent over my contract. This has been the most tedious contract signing process I've ever experienced in my life. Peace and love to my new studio. They wanted a solicitor to witness it and basically me sign away my rights and shit like that. It was long. But I think it's happening. I'm moving on Saturday. Today's Tuesday. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. I'm moving on Saturday. So let me tell you what was wrong with my current studio. All right, let's get into it. So what was wrong with my current studio was that now everybody was like, oh, it looks like a basement. It looks like a prison. I personally loved the grey bricky look. It was very big. It was like 230 square foot, but it didn't have any windows. And the one window that it did have in it looked into the other studio, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure the studio that I was in was like an old music studio. So picture how a music studio has a window in it. It was kind of like that. There was like some frosting over it, so I couldn't see into the next office. And the thing is, I didn't particularly have a problem with that. As the sort of days were ticking and the weeks were ticking on, I think the no window was beginning to get to me. It was actually making me quite tired, surprisingly, which I feel like makes me sound really old, but it was making me quite tired. So, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was that the noise that you can hear from the other studios is more than the noise that I hear in my house. Wait, what's going on? Oh my God, I think there's some drama outside. Never mind. All right, I need to stop being so nosy. I'm not even that nosy. And it's not even necessarily that other people making noise was the problem. It was more, I felt too self-conscious to record podcast episodes in there. So I would have to go in on the weekends, which I feel destroys the entire purpose of having a studio. And I was paying £900 a month as well. So I ended up asking to leave, and they wouldn't let me go for my contract until someone took over, which took a few months. And look, I'm grateful. They could have told me to just fuck off. But also there's no way in hell that place was suitable to be able to do recording work. And I am slightly pissed off that they told me that I would be able to do recording work in there because I really, really don't think that I could. But you live and you learn. And my new studio, it's in North London. It's like a container, but it's got like windows. It's got like, it seems pretty good on the noise levels. So I'm really, really excited for me to show you. And hopefully next episode, I'll be sat at my desk in my new studio. The first studio, it was a, I can't even think of the word. It was a bust. That's it. The first studio was a bust, but you live and you learn. Like, I feel like this studio is the one. So I'm really, really excited to show you guys when I get to recording my next episode. I am technically just coming back from my time off. I had 3 weeks off because I haven't really had any extended time off since my birthday. And also Christmas. So, basically. Sorry if I'm not on like incredible form today. First of all, it's been a while since I've recorded one of these. Second of all, I'm going through some stuff right now. Maybe I'll be able to tell you guys about it in the next episode. I'm not really sure like what's going on. But I'm going through some stuff right now and it's not fun and it's making me very sad. It's making me very anxious. And when I'm anxious, like my heart races a lot. So I've been feeling like really anxious and like quite breathless, and I've just been putting off recording this episode for a really, really long time because I just feel like it's going to be crap, but no, like it's fine. Like I made notes. How cute is my notebook, guys? If you are listening, Jack, when he went to, it was Jeju Island, just off South Korea, their biggest export was it mandarins or clementines or oranges? One of those. So there were gift shops that were full of oranges stuff. And I love the poem The Orange by Wendy Cope. And he bought me all orange things. So this is my this is my orange. This is my orange notebook with my matching orange pen. And I used this whilst I was in New York to write down notes for this video. And I think, the beauty of like taking notes when you're like in a different location is like, I'm like, wow, I planned this episode and I was in New York when I was doing this. I remember I was in Williamsburg. I was having a fake BLT at this vegan restaurant called The Butcher's Daughter, which is actually so good. Highly recommend. I had just had my hair blow dried. I remember I didn't want to travel with my hair dryer, so I just had my hair blow dried. By the way, guys, I think I'm changing the red. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, because the thing is, when I'm on camera and when I've got makeup on, it actually looks so good. But the problem is that first of all, when it fades, I don't like the look of it. Second of all, I don't like the look of it when I haven't got makeup on. Like, it just, like, when my hair looks scruffy, I look scruffy because I'm drawing so much attention to it with the red. And also, I do think the red with the eyebrow piercing and the septum piercing, I think I look like I'm trying too hard. And I know that's such an ick. That's such an ick that I literally give a fuck about stuff like that. But I don't know. I just feel like the red isn't for me. So I do love it, but it's not like, I thought it was going to be my color. Like I thought I was like, finally gonna like, as soon as I've done my hair red, like I'm no longer going to change my hair color. I think I'm going to go back to ginger, like a brownie ginger. And I'm actually really, really excited because I think like the brownie ginger with the eyebrow piercing is going to look so slay. Oh my God. I have to. So I'm not sure. The last time I spoke to you guys was when I got my ADHD assessment, which, by the way, updates on the medication. I need to talk to the doctor again because it's turning me into a fucking zombie and it's making me so fucking tired. Like I literally take it like twice a week now because I'm so scared of getting to like the level of fatigue that I was when I was taking it like most days. Woo, that's so fun. So I haven't spoken to you guys properly since then. So I have perhaps the best news ever. Drum roll, please. Guess who got Glastonbury tickets? Me! Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando? Me! Who's going to Glastonbury? Me! I cannot believe it's taken me such a long time to tell you guys. I spoke about it on my TikTok. Well, I didn't speak about it. I just made a TikTok about it. But yes, I managed to get Glastonbury tickets. Let me run you guys through. So basically, I tried for Glastonbury tickets for the first time in November. As I mentioned on the podcast, half of my friends got them, half of us didn't. I was in the unlucky half. And I will just like to say, I did not, I was using tips and tricks, but I was nowhere near as prepared as I was when I was trying out for the resale. So if you don't know by the way, if you don't know what Glastonbury is, if you aren't British, it's basically a festival in the UK. It's drama. It's the biggest festival in the UK, and it's really, really difficult to get tickets. The tickets sell out in an hour every single year, and basically sort of how it works is that you basically get entered into a queue and you have to refresh loads and things like that. It's a real riffraff. It's a real drama. So it's a lot of pent up anxiety building up to the tickets, building up to trying to buy the tickets. And when you don't get them, it's the biggest crash. And also when I didn't get the tickets, it coincided with my yearly sort of 3-week seasonal depression where I get really lethargic and sad because it's so dark outside and so cold and it's so gloomy. So everything, I was not a happy girl. I'm pretty sure I said it on my podcast. I was so upset that I didn't get Glastonbury tickets. And you know what it is? Not so much anymore, I will say, but I am quite a sufferer of FOMO. I get quite severe FOMO, and I could just, the thought of seeing my friends posting their Glastonbury pictures whilst I was at home, No. So when I didn't get the tickets, I actually had planned to go on holiday at the same time as Glastonbury when I didn't get the tickets. But I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to try for the resale. Basically, when you get Glastonbury tickets, you get a deposit. You put a deposit down or you can pay for the whole thing. And some people forget to pay the deposit or don't want to pay the deposit. So a load of the tickets go on resale and it's a very limited amount, but I managed to get them in the resale. I managed to get them in the resale. Let's go. Yes, guys, I'm going to Glastonbury. I got my tickets in the resale. I'm going with all of my friends. And I got coach tickets for me and my friend Dom. So I am super, super excited. And a couple of my other friends are going with brands as well. So I get to see some of my other friends there. And it's just a win-win. I'm literally so excited and I'm so happy. The act that I am most excited to see is Sugar Babes. I have been listening to Sugar Babes. I think Sugar Babes are going to be one of my most played artists of the year on Spotify. My favorite Sugar Babes song is, I would probably say of all time, is Round Round. Round, round, baby, round, round, say it right on me. I don't need no man, got my drinks for free. But a close second, and I think my current favourite is Hole in the Head. Ooh, would you miss me like a hole in the head? Because I do. Boy, and I'm going to see that live and direct. Oh my God, I'm so fucking excited. Sorry, I've literally come alive now that I'm talking about the fact that I got Glastonbury tickets. I cannot believe that I managed to do it, but I'm literally so happy. So yeah, that's coming up in less than a month. So next week I am going to start out my Glastonbury shopping. I've already bought clothes and stuff. I'm wearing a lot of stuff that I already own, to be honest. Sustainable Queen. Why did I do that? Is it more like this? Sustainable Queen? But I do need to buy things like a tent, a sleeping bag, and if I really enjoy myself, I'll just get to keep all the stuff and I won't have to do all of the shopping next year. So I'm really, really excited. So if anybody is going to Glastonbury, please let me know and please come and say hi. I actually went to Project 6 on Friday and so many people came up to me and said they watched my videos and listened to my podcast, which made me so happy. I absolutely loved it. So yeah. So just before we get into today's episode properly, I would just like to thank today's sponsor. Yay. We have a sponsor on the podcast. Absolutely love it. And today's episode is sponsored by Cheeks. If you follow me on YouTube, if you follow my Instagram, you already know about Cheeks. I've worked with them before and I will continue working with them because I really, really do love them as a brand and as a concept, as a thing. And I really, really respect them and I really, really believe in the work that they do. So if you haven't heard of Cheeks, they are a sexual wellness platform essentially. And when you get Cheeks membership, you get unlimited access to erotic films, audios. You get the Cheeks Pleasure Academy, which is a blog which is for different questions. It has tutorials and workshops with industry-led workshops. Workshops with experts in the industry. And they really do cover anything. So for example, example, this is going to sound like a bit TMI, but if you're someone who you want to try, I know, and you're a little bit scared because it's a scary thing, I would know I had a horrendous time when I tried it because I was not using the Cheeks Pleasure Academy, right? Because I didn't know what I was doing. But with the Cheeks Pleasure Academy, they will literally teach you step by step the best way to have pleasurable, sex. So like, what isn't to love? Cheeks are essentially an ethical porn website that also offers so much more, especially in terms of education, which I think is one of my favorite things about Cheeks is the Pleasure Academy. The fact that if I want to learn something sexual or I want to explore my sexuality, I can do it in a safe space. I think having safe spaces to practice your sexual fantasies is more important now than ever. And not only do I really, really like the Pleasure Academy, and they also have a lot of articles as well. I read a really good article about vaginismus on there, which made me feel a lot less alone in my vaginismus. And I spoke a lot about vaginismus in my reel that I did with Cheeks, but also their films are of very high quality. Because I'm someone who, okay, we get, again, TMI, but I don't care. We're getting sponsored by Cheeks, bitch. I don't like watching regular mainstream porn. With Cheeks, everything is of the highest quality. It looks really enjoyable. I really like the fact that you can watch real couples as well, and you can basically watch authentic videos. And also, I'm going to quote Cheeks themselves because they said it better than I can. Cheeks is a new kind of sexual education and inspiration. We are tired of our sex education stopping after school and being replaced exclusively by facts. We are tired of seeing misogynistic patterns and objectification in porn. Facts. However, we also think that erotic content should not be categorically demonized because of this. There is a better, fairer, and more inclusive way. A whole ecosystem of producers, performers, educators, and consumers are helping us to take porn and sexual liberation to the new level. So what I think, again, one of my favorite things about Cheeks is that everyone who works with Cheeks is fairly paid. It's ethically produced porn, and I think that is so amazing. Like, it literally fills my heart with so much joy that there is a company like this, and not only that, but they want to work with me. It's literally the most flattering thing in the entire world. So very, very kindly, Cheeks have given me a 7-day free trial to share with you guys if you want to check it out. Make sure you use Jordan Theresa 7 in all capitals for a 7-day free trial of Cheeks. It's when you select the annual membership, but if you don't want to have the annual membership, that's absolutely fine. You can just cancel it before the 7-day trial is up, or you can switch over to monthly. So make sure you click my link in the description, guys, or go to getcheeks.com. That is getcheeks.com to check out Cheeks today and try out a 7-day free trial with my code Jordan Theresa 7 in all capitals. It will be linked in the YouTube bio. Sorry, I'm so out of breath. And it will also be linked in the episode notes on Spotify or Apple. So thank you so much, Cheeks, for sponsoring today's episode. I'm so excited. I literally love Cheeks so much. As you guys can tell, I'm literally fawning over them. I'm obsessed with them. But yes, let's get into the episode. Oh my God, guys, I think one of my parcels is here. Should we open it on camera? 1 second. Oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. So it's one of my outfits for Glastonbury. So I've tried to sort of keep the ordering clothes to a minimum when it comes to Glastonbury. And if I am ordering things, I want to order things that I can wear outside of Glastonbury. So a lot of the outfits that I'm wearing are clothes that I already own, which I'm really excited about. I love repurposing my own clothes and stuff. It's just fun. Sorry, I'm literally ASMR. The one thing that I am slightly concerned about is that I had to get the shorts and a top in a different size because it's a set. And I sent them a DM on Instagram and they're like, no problem, just email us. And I emailed them asking for a small and a medium on the bottom because I literally have I feel like I have the widest hips ever. And they never replied, but I'm hoping that they just did it in a small and medium. Okay, let's open it together. Okay, let me look at the order notes. Fuck. M shorts. All right, we're good. We're so back. Okay, good. So this is from Offcut Studio, by the way, guys. They are a small sustainable business in the UK. You guys, oh, whoa. Wow. So this is so soft. So basically they like print all of their own clothes. Like a lot of their clothes are printed things. I have a bag from them, but I don't use it that often. I think I might sell it, but the bag is beautiful. I just don't get enough use out of it. And I ordered this set. So let me show you guys. It's basically a little pair of booty shorts. Oh my God. I can't wait to try this on. And this looks like it's going to fit really well. And they've got good stretch to them too. So these are the shorts and they're so soft as well. I'm trying to find out what's the material. And then it comes with this beautiful, beautiful top as well. Wow. It's like an off the shoulder moment. Sorry, you guys actually can't hear me. Wow. Okay. I cannot wait to try that on when I finish this episode. Sorry if I'm really out of breath. I've actually... Is it a podcast episode if I don't tell you guys about my new ailment? So like I've turned 25 and all of a sudden I wake up with like health problems and stuff. So basically, I've noticed that I have really bad lung capacity and I've quit smoking, I've quit vaping. There is literally no reason for my lungs to be this bad. Like I've stopped running recently, but I want to get back into running. But something that was really stopping me from running was that I could not run for longer than 3 minutes without getting really like uncomfortably out of breath, like feeling I was about to pass out. And basically, I think that having COVID twice has like permanently damaged my lungs. And I just don't know what to do. I think I'm going to go to the doctors. Like, is it like, do you reckon you can get COVID-induced asthma? Do you think it's maybe asthma? Because it's making me like quite uncomfortable. Like I can't just like run to the door, pick up a parcel and then run back without like having to catch my breath, which I am going to come off the podcast for a second to catch my breath. 1 second. Sorry, I'm in such a bad mood today and I'm trying to be on good form for you guys. But shall we do TV show I'm watching, book I'm reading, song I'm listening to? So I've been getting a lot of the TV ick recently. I want to know if anybody else experiences this, but I can't watch too much TV without feeling completely disgusted with myself. Like, I don't know what it is. But I did watch a lot of Married at First Sight Australia. And let me tell you guys, if you want a good TV show to watch Married at First Sight Australia. I've fallen off with it a little bit recently, but I watched like 30 episodes in the space of 2 weeks. It's insane. Like, it is some of the best reality TV I've watched. I'm not going to get into it, but I just want to say, Jack, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Oh my God. I have like, you know what it's like? I actually feel like I need to be in the room with this man and like, as in to show him like a piece of me. Like, I am so like, and you know what? One of my friends, Scarlett, she said, she was like, I would do anything to be able to watch you watch him for the first time because I cannot explain the rage that filled my body whenever he came on screen, because I already hate men with man buns. I just want to make that clear. I fucking hate men with man buns. I hate man buns so much. So already he was on my shit list. And then he was also wearing literally spray on skinny jeans. Like, I actually find it quite interesting because I feel like that breed of man has very much died out in the UK. Like, I very, very rarely see men in spray on skinny jeans, but in Australia, it seems they're just like a few years behind. So that made me so mad, but I'm going to talk about it in another episode when I'm feeling a little bit better and I feel like I can truly like get into the nitty gritty. I'm currently on a girls rewatch right now, which I'm really, really enjoying. I started watching Yellow Jackets as well, which I'm also really enjoying. I watched one season of Derry Girls 2 years ago and then I stopped watching it because they didn't have all the seasons on Netflix for some reason. But or was it 4OD? I can't remember, but I've started watching Derry Girls again, which I'm also really enjoying. The book I'm reading is, I'm finishing the book Dead Girls. It's an Argentinian book by Selva Almada and it's been translated by Annie McDermott. It's a really beautiful book. It's basically about femicide in Argentina, but it's written like, I don't know anything about Argentina. So not only do I get to find out a lot about like the geography of Argentina and also the culture, Salva also talks a lot about Argentinian folklore. It's basically, what's it called? It's called journalistic fiction. I think it's a really, really good book. It's really beautifully written. It's completely tragic and sad because it's based on the murder of, you know, real young women, and femicide also always gets me feeling really fucking upset and angry, but it's written in a really, really beautiful way. And I think it's a really, really good book, and it's a pretty short book as well. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a really, really good book. It's really touching. And I want to start, I've really fallen off the reading wagon recently because I'm absolutely going through it. I'm like absolutely going through it right now. So I've really fallen off the reading wagon, especially I had some time off as well. Usually like I would read on my way to work, during my lunch, and on my way back from work. So I feel like I haven't really dedicated some good time to reading, and I haven't been taking my medication as well. So everything feels super, super up in the air. But I'm hoping that like within the next couple of months, everything comes back together and I don't feel so, I don't know, bad and anxious and sad and stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to talk to you guys about it soon. And I'll feel like a bit less alone. But I want to start reading the book Butter. It's by Asako Yazuki. It's about someone who interviews a murderer. And she used to cook. I think it's like she used to cook for the people before she murdered them. So I'm really excited to read that, and I think it'll be really good. And I love the cover. I'm constantly judging books by their covers. And the songs I'm listening to Round Round by Sugar Babes, Hole in the Head by Sugar Babes. I'm also listening to, what's that called again? Carly Simon, Why? Love that song. Why does your love hurt so much? I love that song so, so much. And guys, it's actually pretty exciting when you find out, when you find a new favorite song. Guys, I have a new favorite song. Can we all, like, I haven't felt this way about a song since Out of Touch, Hall & Oates, which was 2018. So this is a really big deal. So can we just have a quick drum roll for my new favorite song, which is Crush by Jennifer Page. I will sing a little bit for you because I was already aware of the song because I used to, basically I had the Pop Idol PlayStation game for PlayStation 2, and I actually rewatched like a playthrough of it, and it's just as like camp as I remember it being. So I used to sing that song on the PlayStation, and it wasn't a singing game, it was like a call to action game, but it was on the Pop Idol game on the PlayStation 2, and the song goes like this. It's just a little crush, not like a thing, every time we touch. And my favorite part goes, here's what I do, I play loose, don't let me have a date with destiny. It's just a little crush. It's, guys, if I urge you to do anything today, it's number 1, check out Cheeks. Number 2, listen to Crush by Jennifer Page. It's such a good song. And I've never heard a song which like perfectly encapsulates what it's like to have a crush on someone. It perfectly encapsulates like the pining, the longing, the wanting of having a crush on someone. And I think that's beautiful. And I absolutely love the song. So yeah, what am I up to? Tomorrow it's Lem's birthday. So we are going to the cinema, and we're going to go for breakfast, and we're going to go for brunch, and we're going to have some drinks. I need to wrap his presents. I'm really excited to give him his presents. I need to write him a card as well. I bought him a card whilst I was in New York, but actually, this is the card. So cute. I love that it's pink, and I love that it has ducks on it. I was going to do like this is what I got up to in New York, but I was just like living life in New York, to be honest. There's not really a lot to talk about apart from that I just had the best time ever. I saw Madison. I was obviously staying with Jack, and with Jack, we're long distance besties. But it is so nice to be able to spend some proper downtime with someone, because a lot of the time when we see each other, we're just like doing things, we're on the go. So it was really nice to be able to spend time with him and like sit and watch a bit of TV before we went out, or like scroll on our phones and things like that. Like, I absolutely loved it, and I just had such a good time. And I went to a baseball game. I fucking love baseball. I don't love baseball, I love a good stadium sport, because one thing about the UK is that I don't feel like the sports are very democratized over here. And I would just like to say I don't really know where to look, because obviously all the sports that I'm looking at are like the mainstream sports, like, you know, the big football games, Wimbledon, cricket, things like that, where the tickets are really expensive. But because the stadiums are so small, but because there's so much space in America, you could buy a $17 baseball ticket, and you're not even necessarily there to watch it. You're just there for like the atmosphere and to have fun and to hang out. I had a hot dog. I had a beer. I didn't have a beer. I just held the beer for a picture, and then I just poured it into Jack's cup, because I really hate the taste of beer. I'm really thirsty. I need to clean my tap today. My tap has lime scale on it. But I'm really, really thirsty. But yeah, I just had the best time. And I really love the city. I'd love to move there one day. Like, I do think like a lot of like when I start doing more like mainstream media stuff, like when I want to make my documentaries and stuff, I reckon it will probably be with a British channel. So I'll probably have to be in London, but I would love to live in New York one day. Like, I absolutely love it as a city. I think it's such an amazing city and it's so fun. But also I do have holiday brain. You know, whenever I go on holiday somewhere, I'm like, I should live here. Yeah, I've also got some really exciting podcast recordings coming up on other people's podcasts. I'm going on Keelan Moncrief's podcast. Keelan Moncrief is one of my favorite YouTubers. And I literally have a parasocial relationship with her. So when she asked me to go on her podcast, I was like freaking out low-key. So I'm really, really excited. And I'm also going on another podcast with a brand. I don't know whether I can tell you guys about it. So I'm going to keep it on the DL and then I'll just post about it when I'm on there, which I'm also really excited about. I'm just kind of spreading my wings. I know that I'm like going to feel like really good about it when I feel like better about like my life. Like I'm going through it. The problem is that I feel like sometimes, I don't know, I just get embarrassed like saying that I'm like having a hard time, because I feel like whenever I'm on this podcast I say I'm having a hard time, but like I am a very happy person and I normally feel happy. Like this is like the first time in a while that I haven't felt very happy, but hopefully I'll be able to tell you guys about it soon, and like talk to you guys a little bit about it, because I don't know, I just feel like really lonely, and like embarrassed. Like, I don't know, I think I have it in my head that I'm an attention seeker, which, to be fair, full-time YouTuber, duh, like duh, like I am an attention seeker, like it's literally part of my job, but I think I have like a bit of a complex where I don't like to ask people for help, and I don't like to tell people that like I need to talk to them or that I need someone to listen to me, because I think I get worried that they're gonna think I'm an attention seeker, because I used to get be called an attention seeker all the time when I was younger. Who likes my hair, by the way? Like, look at the thickness. I'm growing it out. I'm trying to grow it out to like here, which is like super, super exciting. Today's episode, I actually want to talk about what happens to influencers who like drop out of school. I've been thinking a lot about like, sorry, I'm trying to get comfy. I've been thinking a lot about like people who drop out of school to become influencers, because I think it's like the craziest thing in the entire world, because it is actually fairly common that people drop out of school to become influencers. But the thing is that you only really hear about influencers who make it. And I want to know what happens to the influencers who don't make it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this would actually be a really, really good documentary like episode, like failed influencers. Like I'd like you, because you know what, I think that now that the influencer industry, sorry, I'm gonna sit up. Now that the influencer industry has been around for like over 10 years, I think we're really, really beginning to see like a pyramid of influencers be built. So I view influencing as a pyramid. At the top, you've got the influencers who they don't even need to post reels. They don't need to sort of do the influencer slog of like playing into the algorithm. They don't need to post every day. They don't need to post reels. They just go to these really high fashion shows. They get things sent to them free all the time. When they do posts, they are usually sponsored and they get paid literally hundreds of thousands of pounds for them. That's like right at the top. That's the influencer that you really, really want to be. The influencer where you don't even have to post. And then I'd say a second one down are big influencers who do a lot of deals and are like super active on TikTok. And then below that, I'd probably say I fall into that category. I make YouTube videos, I have to post, I have to, post the reels and things like that to like appease the algorithm, be active on my stories. But I think there's like a recent new influencer, and that is like the TikTok micro influencer who's constantly posting about TikTok Shop. I think that is absolutely fascinating, this new tier of influencers, and whether people at the top look down on the people at the bottom. Do you know what I mean? And whether brands really want to work with the people at the top, and maybe whether they view the people at the bottom as like not for their brand, which is why influencers at the top work with the really big fashion houses and the influencers at the bottom don't. I'm finding this stuff really interesting. I'm going to dedicate a whole episode to it when I'm feeling a little bit better, and I can really get into it. My plan with the podcast is that once I get the new studio, I'm hoping that I can set a date for like when the podcast will be back, and then the plan is that maybe like at the beginning of every day, every work day, for like a 1 hour slot will be for podcast work, whether it's doing admin, planning episodes, recording episodes, things like that. Well, no, Thursday will be for recording episodes, but basically outside of that will be like dedicated to podcast work, so I can get a little bit more on top of it, because even though my work, especially with the studio, my work ethic and like my work productivity has improved, it could still be better. It can still be better. Also, another thing which I think is really interesting is influencers who do succeed. Like, I want to make a documentary about the influencer industry, and I want to talk about like the influencers who start entering mainstream media spaces, because as someone who, I'm an influencer, I'm a YouTuber, and my job is to essentially be a cultural critic. That is my job, a cultural critic and analyzer. And what's going to happen when I start making my documentaries? That's right, we're manifesting, baby. What happens when I start, making documentaries, entering the mainstream media space? Let's say I go to the BAFTAs or something. What's going to happen if I go to the BAFTAs and I see a director of a movie or an actor who starred in a movie that I gave a really shitty review on my YouTube channel? Like, what happens with things like that? And do you think celebrities look down on YouTubers like that? Like, I'm so fascinated to how the mainstream media industry is going to play out when YouTubers start entering it, because they already have, but YouTubers, specifically cultural critics, video essayists, critics in general, start entering the space. What is going to happen? Because no one likes movie critics. Like, what happens to me? I mean, I think the good thing about like the career that I want to go into, which is making documentaries, is that it is just a lead off from what I currently do. So I'm going from critiquing on YouTube to critiquing on the TV. So I think that's really fun and like really interesting. Do I have anything else to fill you guys in on? I don't think I do. This was just like a little touching base episode. The next episode I make, hopefully I'll be feeling a lot better. So I am very sorry if this wasn't a good episode. I promise, like, we are gonna get like back into it, ladies. We're gonna get back into it, girls, and I'm like super excited to start working again. I just am not in a good place right now, and hopefully I can tell you guys about it soon. But yeah, I'm really sorry that this ended really abruptly. I'm getting very out of breath and like very anxious and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, little mini-sode, and I'll see you guys soon for another episode. Bye.